Hi, this is Jordan Horseman with Horseman Morris. We're here on Terlingua Ranch on 5 acres. It's fairly close to Highway 118. I'd say it's probably about a 7 or 8 minute drive off the main highway. You turn onto a pretty typical Terlingua Ranch road and come east about 5 minutes, and then it's about 2 minutes down on another ranch road south, and you're here. I'd say the best attributes of this 5 acres has to be the views. You have a great view of 9 Point Mesa. You have a great view of Red Bluff. Pretty much 360 views of different arroyos and landscapes. Lots of different terrain features out here. The property itself is pretty much completely flat. There is some vegetation around here, lots of scrub, so it's not completely desolate. This would be a great place to come if you just want a place to set up camp. You're gonna have an easy time to get right back on the road and head to the Big Bend National Park. It's gonna be easy to get to Alpine. It's a great place to bring a camper. If you really wanted to, you could even set up some camp spots and list them on Airbnb, Hip Camp, things like that, and let other people camp here. It's with 5 acres. It's for out here, it's not a ton of land, but it's still 5 acres. It's plenty of space to have multiple people have great campsites and be far enough away from each other that they're not bothering each other. There's plenty of spots out here that are already clear of any vegetation. You could literally just set the tent up right away without having to clear anything out. Even though there's not a ton of vegetation, the fact that there is some vegetation means there's going to be some wildlife. There's plenty of birds out here. There's jackrabbits, there are mule deer, there are javelina, so you may see any of those animals cross through the property at any time. My favorite part about being out here is this. There's nothing out here. that is fantastic, you actually do have some neighbors out here, but you're pretty much by yourself. If you wanted to get out into nature and have some peace and quiet, this is I think a really good value, a really good way to get your foot in the door at Terlingua Ranch. Get yourself a piece of property out here for an affordable price. And 5 acres is a lot of space. I think sometimes people out here in Terlingua Ranch get spoiled having 10 acres, 20 acres or more, but personally, I'm not going to use more than 5 acres, so I think this is plenty of space to pretty much do anything you want to do out here. There's plenty of room out here to shoot clays and bring your shotgun and do some target practice. Because it is very flat, I wouldn't suggest bringing your deer rifle out here to sight it in or anything like that. There's really no backstop, and it probably wouldn't be safe to be shooting high-powered rifles out here necessarily, but bring your shotgun, shoot some clays. Definitely great place to go hiking. There's tons of trails all throughout Terlingua Ranch and of course the national park. It'd be cool to bring your ATV out here and ride the ranch roads. The road quality is, I would say it's acceptable. It's really not bad. It's very typical for Terlingua Ranch, but typical means it's not paved. It's a dirt road. I think you could get here with any vehicle. You could get here with a Toyota Corolla. Obviously, if you have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, all the better. Mainly because that very last stretch, that last 2 minutes, the road's pretty soft, and I imagine when it rains out here, which it does rain out here, it'd be pretty dicey trying to get out in the rain. I can just imagine that road getting pretty soft, and if you had a regular sedan, that might be problematic. You might be a little nervous doing that, so keep that in mind when you're considering what type of vehicle you bring out here. If it's going to be bright and sunny, bring whatever you want. If there's a chance of rain, you might want something with all-wheel drive. You definitely don't need a high clearance vehicle. There's really no obstacles on the roads, and there's really no big ruts or anything that you're going to need to worry about a high clearance vehicle. But lastly, this would be a good candidate for a place to actually build a structure. If you wanted to build a couple cabins, you build a cabin out here, build a primary residence, and commute to work to Alpine or Terlingua. There's plenty of space to build an actual structure, and in fact, your neighbor to the south has done just that. There's a large structure there that seems to be in great condition, and other people have, they have buildings in this area, so I wouldn't be shy to set up a cabin here. We're probably only about, when you get back on the highway, it's probably less than 5 minutes south to get to the main Terlingua Ranch Road. And when you do that, you're going to be able to drive right down there, go to the Bad Rabbit Cafe. There's a pool that all the property owners have access to. They have Wi-Fi. There's RV hookups there. So, you're pretty close to some of those amenities. And at the same time, probably 5 minutes north, you have Little Burrow Country Store. You can get beer, ice, drinks, Wi-Fi there as well. So it's sort of in a centralized location for the ranch, where if you want to go north and get to Little Burrow Country Store, you want to go south and get on the main road and head to the cafe. It's not going to take you much time, and then it's probably about 25 minutes south on the highway to get to the national park. If you have any questions about the property, please feel free to contact me personally, Jordan@horsemanmorris.com. Or if you found this video on our website, feel free to fill out the form or give us a call and we can answer any questions you have about the property. Thanks.